Anger is a natural, often intense emotional response that can vary from mild irritation or annoyance to fury and rage. It is typically triggered by perceived wrongdoing, injustice, or threats, whether real or imagined. In terms of physiology, anger involves various chemicals and processes within the brain. When we become angry, our bodies release stress hormones such as adrenaline and noradrenaline. This can cause physical reactions like increased heart rate, blood pressure, and levels of energy, preparing the body for a possible response to a threat, a part of the so-called fight or flight response. However, anger isn't always negative. While it's often associated with conflict, it can also serve a useful purpose. It can be a natural response to protect ourselves or others, motivate us to stand up for what we believe is right, or prompt us to solve a problem. However, when anger is uncontrolled or suppressed, it can lead to personal, social, or health problems. When is anger bad? Anger becomes problematic when it occurs too frequently. If you find yourself angry a lot of the time, or over small, inconsequential matters, it might suggest an underlying issue that needs addressing. Is too intense. If your anger is disproportionately strong compared to the event that triggered it, it can lead to negative outcomes. This is especially true when the intensity of the emotion escalates to rage, a state of intense, often uncontrollable, anger. Leads to aggressive or harmful behavior. If anger causes you to become physically violent or verbally abusive, or results in self-harm, it's a clear signal that help is needed. Negatively affects your health. Chronic anger can lead to problems such as high blood pressure, heart disease, digestive problems, and mental health issues like depression and anxiety. Impairs your life quality. If anger is affecting your relationships, work, or overall enjoyment of life, it's likely problematic. The reasons we get angry vary greatly and are often complex. Here are a few common triggers: perceived threats. We may get angry when we feel our safety, well-being, or self-esteem is under threat. This can include physical threats, but also situations that threaten our reputation, self-image, or dignity. Injustice. Witnessing or experiencing unfair treatment or behavior can trigger anger. Frustration. Situations where we're prevented from achieving goals or desires can lead to anger. This could be anything from daily hassles, like traffic jams, to larger life obstacles. Violation of personal boundaries. If someone disrespects our personal space, beliefs, or values, it can provoke anger. Physical or emotional pain. Both can be triggers for anger. In some cases, people may become angry as a way to avoid feeling other emotions like fear, hurt, or sadness. Understanding your anger triggers and how to respond to them healthily is a key step towards better anger management. Techniques can include deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, practicing mindfulness, or using problem-solving skills to address the underlying issue causing the anger. It's also helpful to develop good communication skills, as expressing your feelings in a non-confrontational way can prevent anger from escalating. In cases where anger is causing significant distress or danger, professional help from a therapist or counselor is strongly recommended. Values are deeply held beliefs and principles that guide our behavior and decisions. They reflect what's important to us, what we stand for, and how we perceive ourselves. When our values are threatened or violated, it can elicit a strong emotional response, often resulting in anger. Here's how it happens: perception of threat. The process begins when you perceive that one or more of your values are under threat. This could come in many forms. It might be someone belittling or ridiculing something you hold dear, a policy that contradicts your principles, or behavior that you see as morally wrong. Emotional response. Once the brain perceives a threat to our values, it triggers an emotional response. The amygdala, a part of the brain involved in processing emotions, plays a crucial role in this. It signals to the body to prepare for a fight or flight response. Physical reactions. Stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol are released, leading to physical changes such as increased heart rate, blood pressure, and tensed muscles. This is the body preparing to react to the perceived threat. Behavioral response. The final stage is how we react to this feeling of anger. This could range from discussing our concerns in a controlled way, to a heated argument, to passive aggression, or even physical violence in extreme cases. Anger arising from a threat to our values can be particularly intense because these values often form a central part of our identity and worldview. We may feel a strong need to defend them, almost as if we are defending ourselves. This kind of anger can sometimes be productive, spurring us to stand up against injustices or to work towards change. However, if not managed appropriately, it can also lead to unnecessary conflict, stress, and damage to relationships. It's important to express anger in a healthy, constructive way and to seek understanding and dialogue when faced with threats to our values. Learning to manage anger effectively is a critical aspect of emotional intelligence and mental health. This often involves recognizing the triggers for anger, learning techniques for calming oneself, and developing problem-solving skills to address the situation that caused the anger.